Good morning, everybody. Okay, so we're going to go and start with the usual exercise, the neck exercise to start with. So if you just need, for today, we're just going to use our tennis balls, and we're going to have the blue ball, and if you've got a cushion, have your cushion. So let's lie down and start. So we're going to pop ourselves down to line and start with the neck exercises. So lying down and then making sure you're comfortable. You relax the head, just the back of the head is on the ball, the neck is free, and then we're just going to make sure that they feel everywhere else, especially the shoulders and arms are relaxed. And we're going to turn the head side to side first, so nice and slowly, the slower the better. And then let's do 2 more each way. And make this the last one. And then bring your head back in the middle and we'll do some chin tucks. So really lengthen the back of this neck and then really let go. Lengthen the back of your neck and let go. And again, lengthen the back of your neck and let go. And we're going to do 4 more. And last one. And circles, so small ones to begin with. So those nice small circles, 5 each way first with the small. What to say? Obviously, please put your tennis balls underneath. Just realised I had a dull ache in my hip, so that's why I brought them down to help get rid of that ache in the side of my hip and also in the glutes at the moment. They're very stiff. And then back the other way, still doing small circles. And let's go back to the way you do big, so as big as you can. Use the ball to help you get a little more movement if you can. All the way around. One more this direction. And then let's go back and do the reverse. There's 2 more to go. Last one. And back in the center. And then just take that away. And we're going to start with a nice stretch to begin with. So take the tennis balls out if you put them underneath. And then we're going to come up and sit. And we're going to do a little frog stretch to begin with. So we're going to pop so that we've got the feet, the soles of the feet together. So to begin with, the feet are nice and close, as close as they can be towards you. We've done this already once, I think in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So sitting tall as much as you possibly can and just holding onto the ankles to support the shoulders, keeping them lifted, not lifted up here, but just keeping them in control, and just stay there just for a moment and just encourage the legs, if they will let you, just relax further to the floor. Just keep holding that position. And then you're going to bring those feet ever so slightly further forward, and you're going to go towards those feet and really get into the inside of your thighs as you come forward in that stretch. A little further if you can. And then nice and slowly work your way up to sitting tall. So from here, we're going to just take the legs out into a V shape. So not as wide as you can. It's about a little bit, maybe a little wider than an inch from your shoulder width. So you're going to keep your feet just in front. We've done this already again in the last couple of weeks. So it's soar. So sitting tall, I'm going to put a cushion underneath my bum. So the cushion underneath is going to help you sort of sit higher. If you have a book at all, anything like that, that'd be super, because that would make you sit even taller. If you're really tight around this front of the hip, then you'll want to obviously just sit a teensy bit higher. Otherwise a cushion should be enough, but if not, usually men are quite harder, find it hard to sit tall, so maybe you would need to go and get a book. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms out into a T position, shoulder height. So we're going to soar. So it's a bit like you're the middle of the tree and then your arms are the saw, and you're going to chop a tree in front of you. So you're going to start by turning again, so opposites. So I'm going to turn my right arm and I'm going to spring it so it comes in line with that left leg. Once it's there, I'm going to roll down to that leg, and if I can, I'm going to tap my heel or my toe or my ankle twice. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring myself into the centre. I'm going to twist again. So the body moves, the legs don't move, and that opposite arm goes in line with the leg, and you go down. If you can, you tap it twice. You come back up, you twist back into the centre, and again twist. And then as you roll down, you're going to tap 1, 2. Come back into the middle. So make sure you keep those arms lifted. The arm that is behind you is pushing back constantly. So when you're rolling down, it's not getting light and it's not flopping and forgetting what's going on. So again, we're going to go 2 more each way. So just keep up those legs staying still, and maybe you're getting further and further forwards each time that you are rolling down. Again, keep pushing that arm behind you. Try not to let the arm fall to the floor. Back into the middle. Last one on each side. So keep those legs nice and still as you roll down. Push that arm back. Back in the centre. Last one. Twist. Legs still. Arm pushing behind you. Hand roll down. Tap twice. And then bring your arms back into the middle and let your arms come back down. So a nice subtle exercise for the shoulders. Some of us would have found that quite hard in the legs. So if that's the case, try and practice that one a lot more, because it's going to hopefully get moving that lower part of your spine and hopefully the upper part of your spine. Because if you couldn't quite get your arm across, again, that's another exercise that we want to try and keep you mobilised around that area. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we're going to go back onto the floor. We're going to do some spine curls. So we're going to do spine curls first of all. We're going to just do a normal one up and down. And then after that, we're going to then do some pulsing ones, so really get those glutes working. So I had really bad aching muscles from last week, which I didn't realise. So I'm sure you all had quite achy muscles last week from those side planks and everything like that, which were really fun. But my goodness, I did feel it afterwards. So we did quite a lot of core stuff last week. So back to the good old bum muscles. So we're going to start with just the ball between the knees. I'm just going to do a couple of variations of these. So come back to lying on your back and put your ball between your knees. Once you've got yourself prepared, you want to then make sure about these points of contact. So you want to keep your bottom and your hips heavy. You've got your natural lower back curve. You've got your chest, and then your neck and shoulders are in that right position. And then the shoulders, feet hip distance apart. And then making sure that those big toes are on the floor and your arms are by your side to start with. So we're going to do 5 sets of these. We're going to do 10 pulses. So in this case, we want to try and make sure that the rib cage doesn't get overexcited and start flailing around with these hips bopping up and down. So So if you can always put your hands across the ribs. So we're going to start by lifting up. We're going to just lift up nice and slow. I'm just going to prepare the back first. So just going to come up and just think, right, my glutes are on. I'm not finding anything going on in the thighs or anything, but the bottom is in control. So when you come down, it's nice and controlled. And then back to the floor. And then again, we're going to prepare again. So let's lift up. And as you come up, nice and slowly, glutes are on, and then down we go. So the feet aren't moving, the knees don't feel like they need to open, and then back on the floor. We'll go once more. So again, lift up, pushing those knees over the toes, chest is relaxed, bottom is working, and then down we go, nice and slowly. And then we're going to start. So we're going to do 10 pulses, and we're going to do 5 of those. So we're going to come up again, maintain this position, keeping the ribs nice and still. You're going to put your hands there if you want to. It's all about the glutes. You're just going to go 1, squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll back down. If you did that correctly, you will feel it in the inside of your thighs, behind your thighs, in your bum, and in that sort of where your love handles, I suppose is what they're called, area is, which is perfect because you've completely then isolated it. So nothing around this area is going to move up and down. So we're going to go 4 sets. So let's power on through. So up, push the knees over, toes are on the floor. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rolling back down again, just relax. So the ball in between the thighs is going to really engage these muscles. So if you want to work the inside of the thighs, keep the ball there. If you are struggling with cramp, you need to remove that ball away. You need to bring your feet a lot closer and work out if you are squeezing your bottom muscles or if you're mainly doing it from the thighs. So the thigh is what gives you the cramp. So again, up we go, lifting up. And then from here, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rolling back down, nice and slowly. Again, we've got 2 sets left, so don't worry if you fatigue throughout. It's absolutely fine with you. Unless you've been doing a lot of glute work in the past sort of 6 or 8 weeks, then you should find this one a little bit easier actually. So we're going to go up again. So let's lift up, push those knees forward. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down you go nice and slowly. Oh, that's really starting to burn. Last set. So again, rolling up. Push the knees forwards. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down you go. Let the ball just drop out and just give your knees a good hug towards the chest. And then we're going to change. So we're going to do spine curls with our feet by our bum, but we've got just a ball by one of the feet and another one on the floor. So the idea with this is that you're able to come up without having to put pressure on this ball. So we've done this already, I think, in the last 6 to 8 weeks. So it's a good one for isolating muscles. So it's trying to get equally each half of you as strong as the other side is. So a lot of us are very dominant on one side. So this is just going to help you see if you can get the same power on one side. If you don't, then that's fine. This is a one to practice at home. So I used to do this a lot with people who are recovering from any sort of issues with breaking legs and all that sort of stuff. So it's quite good to make sure that you are hopefully a little bit even on each side. I'm definitely very dominant on one side, but then from having a baby now, I'm very much more dominant on my left side. So it's a good thing to balance yourself out. So let's see if we can get individual muscles on the glutes on this side and then try and get the individual glute on the other side. So just very lightly touching the ball, you're going to start to come up and you're driving your right foot on the floor, and then if you need to, you put a little bit of pressure on that ball and then you slowly come back on. So if you feel that you're going to suddenly move the ball away, you put too much pressure. So don't need to go all the way to the top, don't worry. I can just about get to the top position. So again, nice controlled flat foot, and again lift up, tuck, push the knee over the foot. Little pressure on the ball. And down, nice and slowly. We're going to do one more, then we're going to switch to the other side. So again, a deep breath. Breathing out, so let's go up. Push the foot down. Keep the ball as light as you can. And then down you go. So let's switcheroo. So pop your other foot now on top of the ball. The other foot is nice and flat. You've got your toes and your heels all evenly across that floor. So this side I know is not my greatest, so I'll try my best. So again, let's lift up. So nice and slowly push down on that leg. You can already see it this side I really struggle with. And then slowly rolling back down. This is the whole point of this exercise. We're trying to make these muscles wake up. So again, up we go, lifting up. If you get cramp, you're going to put your feet on the floor. Don't worry about the ball. And then down, nice and slow. And then last one. So again, just very slightly with the foot on the ball. And breathe out. Up we go, pushing down, hips forwards. And slowly roll back down again. And then again, just give those knees a little squeeze towards the chest. And then from there, just move the ball just to one side. We're going to grab a tennis ball. And then just because we've moved so much around the glutes and stuff, we need to work then up. So we're going to now work around these hips. So making sure you've got your points of contact. So just make sure you feel like your hips are nice and level. You've got your natural curve in the lower back, chest, ribs and head. Arms are by your side. And we're just going to start with, actually we'll change, we'll make it a little bit difficult. So your arms are actually going to come up to the ceiling. So shoulders are nice and relaxed. Palms are facing towards each other. And you're holding a tennis ball between your knees. If you haven't got a tennis ball, you're just going to squeeze your knees together continuously. And then your feet are together, your ankles are together. And you just want to make sure that they stay together the entire time throughout this. So you're trying to keep the legs below as one unit. So everything above now your belly button, I want you to think it's in a bed, it's asleep, it's facing the ceiling. So those points of contact is what you're thinking of. So I'm going to start to let these feet go, my hips go, but I'm going to keep thinking about that rib connection to the floor, shoulder connection to the floor, and head connection to the floor. And then my tummy has to work so hard that I don't completely roll over to one side, and then I gently come back into the center. So we'll go the other side. So feet together, they stack on top of each other. So if you can see my feet, hopefully you can see that. So again, think of that rib, opposite rib. It's like, no, I don't want to come off the floor. I don't want to come off the floor. Same with the opposite shoulder. Tummy is pulling all the way to the back of the mat. Don't do this. If you are on the floor, your shoulder's not on the floor, your ribs not on the floor, your entire spine is probably not on the floor. So you want to make sure it's small movements. Pilates isn't big movements, but not yoga. We do the opposite. We control the movements to a range that your body is naturally supposed to go to. And then you come back in using those tummy muscles to come back. So again, over you go. You're not just flopping. Your knees are squeezing together, your feet are squeezing together. Your rib cage is really thinking, please, I don't want to come off the floor, I don't want to come off the floor. Neither is the shoulder. And then it goes back into the center. And then over to the other side, so just rolling over. It's not a stretch, this exercise. So some people think, oh, this is such a lovely stretch. Pilates, we have this in a stretch, but this is an exercise for the tummy and trying to really mobilize your hips as they start to seize up. In anybody, actually, to be honest. Going over. Again, think of that rib. I don't want to see your rib cage opening up here. I see lots of these sort of coat hanger thing, rib cages poking out. And then what we're going to do from here, we're going to take the arms then out into a T, and your shoulders again, they feel relaxed, your rib cage is connected. You're going to pick up your feet and knees, and your ball is still between the feet, ankles, the knees, the ankles are still together. Harder version, you go over with the legs up, and as you can imagine, the weight is more, so you have to just take more of that rib cage connection. So don't go all the way, you can't. You won't be able to go probably as far as you were previously. So it's a nice slow control movement. Tummy should be working 90%. And then coming back, relax your thighs. If your thighs are starting to pinch, your tummy has gone to bed. So again, shoulders, and then back. Hands are relaxed. You're not holding onto the floor. If you find you're holding onto the floor, you're going too far. And then back once more each way. Deep breath in. Breathing out, over you go. And then back once more, over we go. And back. Drop those feet, and then feet back on the floor. And then just give those legs a little drop down to the floor. Arms up. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. And then you're going to then go from here, and we're going to do a little squeeze of the thighs. We're going to go onto our side for this. So I want you to make sure that you've got your cushion in between. So sitting up, I want you to pop this in between your arm and your head. So firstly, you're going to make sure your bottom's at the back of your mat. And then you want to make sure that your shoulder follows the back of the mat and then the arm. This is going to go in between the head and the arm. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop the ball in between the knees. So we're going to pop it just there. Now the feet are also at the back of the mat. So your feet are at the back of the mat, so is your bottom, so your shoulder. So you're in a perfectly straight line. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to do some squeezes. So nice and simple. And then from there, we're going to then make it a little bit harder. So feet and knees are bent, feet are at the back of the mat. And we're just going to gently do 10 squeezes. So as hard as you can, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to go again, and we're going to go a little bit quicker. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to repeat that, so back to the slow version. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So straighten your legs this time. Your legs aren't connected because your knees aren't bent now. And we're going to go again. So this time we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the challenge with that one is keeping everything still. So it's a case of trying not to let the leg roll back, roll forwards. You're keeping still in the center here the whole time. From here, just gently pop it between your ankles. So you're going to pop it between the ankles. You might need to sit up to do so. And then once it's between your ankles, we're going to just do a couple of pulses, and we're going to do some torpedo. So keeping that pressure between the ankles, you're just going to go again for pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got the idea now of that pressure that you're trying to get. So we're going to do torpedo. Now we're going to go straight into a version that we haven't really done much on, but it's exactly the same as you would do if you were normally doing the one where we lift one leg up and the underneath leg comes up. But you're just doing it at the same time. So you're going to squeeze the ball together and you're going to lift and bring it back. So again, you're squeezing that ball and lift and back. We're going to go 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then bring it behind. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the ball behind the back of the knee and we're going to lift it up. And then from here we're going to hold onto the ball and we're going to then lift the leg up and down. Hold that ball up and down. Up, up. Let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring it back down, and then we're going to roll over. We're going to do it all again on the other side. So just make sure you're up, grab the cushion, grab the ball. We're going to switch in. So line yourself up with the back of the mat. So you're going to pop this between your knees, feet at the back of the mat, bum, and then of course the major one, arm is in line, cushion in half, in between the head and the arm. And then what we're going to do is the same thing. So we're going to do the pulses first. So hand on the floor for support if you need it. And again, let's go 1, 2, 3. Think of the thigh squeeze. I know you're pumping on the ball, but make sure the inside thigh does something as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, back to the slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from there, you're going to straighten your legs. This is the hard bit because your feet aren't connected, and that urge to roll the hips forwards and backwards is going to come in. So hand in front if you want to, or hand on the hips, up to you. And again, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move it to the ankles. So if you need to sit up, sit up. Wait for you to move the ball to the ankles. So between the ankles, and we're just going to see if the pressure's working. So between those ankles, and we're going to start that torpedo. So again, one side might actually be easier than the other one. Sometimes it's obviously well, it will be completely different on each side, and it will surprise you which one probably is the one. So we're going to go again. So we're going to squeeze the ankles, and 1, 2, this side's much harder for me, 3, remember the body stays nice and still. This half of you, don't push and fall forwards, just the legs, 4, 5, 6, let's do 2 more, 7, and then last one, 8. And then bring that ball wherever you've got it. It's going to go behind the top knee, the knees are bent, and we're going to open and close, or if it's legs, wherever you want it to make it comfortable. And let's go, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then take that ball away. Perfect. Roll onto your front. Push yourself onto your knees. And just take a stretch just for a moment. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to do some tabletop. So last week we did donkey kicks. It's kind of the mixture of donkey kicks and of the normal tabletop that we would do. So I'm going to show you first what it looks like, and then I'll do it with you in a second as well. So the idea of this is that it's quite, well, it's not tough on the tummy, but it's trying to connect these muscles together so that it's not going to make you off balance or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do opposite arm and leg. So your hands are going to come onto the floor under your shoulders and knees under hips, always looking forwards. So basically it's the same beginning that we would do if you were to slide your leg behind. You're going to lift your arm up, and then from here we're going to just carry on and just hold that position, and we're going to do 3 little curls into the chest and tummy. So you're going to just go 1, like so. Okay, so what we're going to do is, maybe I'll face this way. No idea which camera angle this is best in. So let's start with coming into position. So we're going to do 2 sets, and we're going to do 3 on the other side, then we're going to go back and do the same again. Okay, so the challenge for this one is to not, so you're doing this in the body ever so slightly, but you come back to neutral. You're not going blah, 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 blah. Avoid that as much as you can. So tummy has to be switched on. The arms and shoulders are really working quite a lot in this one, so it's a good one to make these shoulders wake up. So let's start by gently sending that leg away. The leg that you've got on the floor is like a pillar. Remember, I always bang on about this one. So now you lift your leg and your arm's going to come up. We're going to do 3. So we're going to just bring the elbow towards the chest, and we're going to bring the knee towards the opposite arm, and then we're going to send it out, but just to where you were. You're not going to extend your back. Again, pull together and extend back to where you were. Last one, pull together and then extend back to where you were. Hand goes down, knee comes back in. We're going to do the same on the other side. So send the leg behind you, lift it just off the floor, opposite arm. Let's go together. 1 and out, 2 and out, and 3 and out. Hand goes back, knee goes back. Just let your hands have a break. We're going to do that again once more on each arm. So just again, making sure you're not overdoing the exercise. You're not, it's not a ballet class. It's all controlled movements. It's small as well. So back where you were. So let's slide the first leg back. Lift it up. Opposite arm. Let's go. 1 and back. The arm goes to the knee, the opposite knee goes to the arm. And one more on this side. Oh, lost my balance. And then hand back, knee back. And again, let's do the last one. So slide back, lift up, arm, one. And this side much easier. 2 and 3. Hand back, knee in, and then just let your hands have a quick break. Just let the arms relax on that one. And then from here, we're going to go into cat cow or cat dog, I suppose. So it's a nice stretch. So starting with the cat to begin with. You're going to start by rolling your tailbone towards your thighs, lifting up into that lovely C arch, all the way through the shoulders. Tuck the chin towards the chest, scoop the tummy up to the ceiling so you've got that lovely C curve underneath you too, and then into the cow. Hips, tummy's lifted, but you're looking up to the ceiling, a big stretch in the tummy, and back to cat. All the way through. Lift up those tummy muscles to the ceiling. Leave the tummy lifted, but you extend the back, don't drop, they're lifted. All the way back to cat. Don't come here, make sure you're not thrusting forwards. And again, back. Last one. Tummy up, lift it up, lift it up. And last time, lifting that tummy up still, but you're an extension. And then back, and then again, come off those hands and wrists. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go onto our tummy. We're going to do, I think everybody despises this exercise, so why not put it in while you're all at home, because you'll probably all skip it anyway, but have a go if you can. So we're going to do 2 things. We're going to do swan, and then we're going to do, so it's cobra, but it's lifting legs up. And what we're going to try and do is, if we can, just do maybe a tiny, maybe like 2 or 3 swan dives, and then we're going to do swimming. I think some of you will even know what swimming is. So onto our front. I'm going to demonstrate first, and then I'll do them so that you can hear me properly what I'm saying. So we're going to come onto our tummies. Hopefully, let me turn, I think this way, I think you might be able to see my legs a bit better. Yeah, I think we'll go this way. So the last 2 exercises, you'll be glad to know. So onto your front. So to start with, we're going to do a cobra, and then what I want you to try and do is start to sort of, I don't know what the right word is, swinging. So if you want to, I have my cushion underneath the front, so I have it across my hips and pubic bone. So pop the cushion there, and then if you need another cushion, grab one for your forehead. So we're going to start with legs wide. So you're just watching first. So you're just going to roll your nose forwards like we would do in a cobra. So your hands are shoulder height. You've got this W position. I don't know if you can see. So this is the position you're looking for. That. So you've got that W. You're the top of the W, and then your arm goes up. Okay. So replicate that on the floor, and then forehead. So your shoulders must be relaxed. If you feel like you're here and your shoulders are up or your elbows are in the air, your elbows must be down. So what we're going to start with is a roll of the nose, and you're going to look up. So this is the first bit. We've all done this before. You push the floor away and come into the cobra. What's going to then happen is you're going to come down, and as you get to the elbows, you're just going to let go of the elbows and then let your legs just bop up, okay? Which is why you need the cushion there. So gravity is doing this one for you. So it's a bit like rolling like a ball, but you're on your front this time. So you're going to come up again, and you'll naturally just pop up. So I'll show you again. So you go down, is when you, about the elbows are about to touch the floor, you're just going to literally let your elbows hit the floor, and it will come back up. Okay, so it just goes let go, and you come up, and your bottom, your glutes, are working hugely because they're going to lift the legs up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and try and do 6 of these. So when you're ready, we're going to come back down to the floor, forehead's on the mat, shoulders are relaxed, legs are wide, and we're going to roll the nose forward first. We're going to come up into a lovely cobra, lift and open that chest, push the floor away. Glutes are on. I want you to keep your bottom working the entire time. And we're going to go down. What we're going to do is we're going to soften the elbows. And about halfway, I want you to now literally just let your elbows drop to the floor. And you're going to lift your bottom back up again. Some people like to bang their nose on the floor. Not bang, but bang their nose on the floor because it gives them that momentum to then come back up again. So again, that's 1. Let's go. Drop the elbows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Interesting, isn't it? So I'll show you once more if you didn't quite get it, but just make sure that you're coming to that halfway point and just let them go. Your glutes are working so hard because they keep that part of you. If I don't keep my glutes strong, I get this. I get that. They just flop to the floor. So your glutes are on. They help you then do the up. And then from there, you're just going to come back to the floor. And we're going to prepare for swimming. So your legs are going to come closer together. Your arms are coming up and above your head. So do the best straight arm you can. Lots of things get in the way, like, boobs, tight shoulders, slightly bigger heads. So best version of a straight arm above your head. I'm going to actually turn around so you can see this better from this angle. So your cushion is still there. So both your arms are up. You've got a nice, strong, straight arm. Shoulders are in control. So first of all, you're going to make sure that your nose and head is lifted. From here, you're going to squeeze one leg and it's going to pop up your whole leg. Squeezing that bottom. We're going to squeeze the other side of the bottom. And you've got both your legs up. And we're going to count to 10. We're going to lift our arms up too. So you're in a Superman position. You're going to lift up. Let's go. We're going to swim. We're going to go 1. That's the idea. Okay? So we're going to do that 2 sets. So do the best you can. Try not to do it from the knees and the feet. The whole leg is going up and down. Same with the arms. You're not moving the wrists. You're not moving the elbows. Your arm is going up and down. So roll the nose forward. One leg, squeeze that bottom. Second leg, squeeze the bottom. Arms up. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Let's go again. Last set. Head down the neck. Squeeze. Squeeze. Arms and arms. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Super deeper. And then really enjoy the next stretch. So push yourself back. Drop your bottom onto your heels. Open the knees if you want to a bit more. Arms above the head and just drop and hold the stretch. Nice deep breath and really try and expand your rib cage. Slowly coming up and then slowly standing up. So coming then to standing and then soft knees. And we're going to finish with a roll down like we always do. So just nice and soft with the head. Just let it roll slowly down. Gently going through bit by bit by bit. All the way through the lower back. And then just hold it there. You don't need to touch the floor. Your knees are nice and they're long and straight, but they're not locked in the knees. And then nice and slowly coming back. So just pushing and driving the hips forwards. All the way up. shoulders behind you when you get to the top. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next week.